eyes up on a screen. He said, I don't know what happened to your daughter's skull, but it's the worst thing I've seen in 18 years.
The doctors told us that there was nothing that they could do for her. She had succumbed to such horrific head trauma, and they took her off the ventilator for 10 minutes, and she never took a breath. And that's when they gave us her time of death.
Megan Twist died on November 28, 2016. 4 months earlier, on her 23rd birthday, she had checked the box on her driver's license, deciding to be an organ donor.
She just loved helping people, so it's very fitting that she ended up helping others after she died.
I felt like giving up. And that was the night I got a call.
On November 29, 2016, after waiting 2.5 years for a lung transplant, Richard had a match.
This is it. I died for 15 minutes. I left my body and went into the light. I met a little girl.
After a 10-hour transplant surgery and several weeks in a medically induced coma, Richard says he had just woken up when a news story came on the hospital room television.
A family who lost their loved one around Thanksgiving is finally feeling a bit of joy.
He still, at this time, still has the trach in, can't speak.
Their family hopes to eventually meet someone who is living today because of Megan.
He's trying to lip something to me, and I'm trying to understand, so I had him write on some paper. And he writes on this paper, "She never left me."
I was freaking out. The girl on the TV was the girl that I saw in the light. She told me it wasn't my time. And I couldn't stay. And she said she was going to breathe for me.
Her lungs went to a 49-year-old man.
I love you.
Shortly after his surgery, Richard says he felt different. It wasn't his doing, but his football loyalty had shifted.
Kind of woke up with a different, a different perspective. I got rid of all my Florida stuff after my transplant. It's Georgia now. So I'm a Bulldog fan. I've got somebody else's DNA in me that's changed me a little bit. I breathe red and black.
I think Megan would be so tickled knowing that she was able to convert a Florida fan to a Georgia fan. And I sure hope that Richard will be just as loud and obnoxious as she is at a Georgia game.
This fall, Richard got his chance. When he and Megan's family went to a game together in Athens, and he used his new lungs to cheer for his new team.
Megan's lungs are strong.
You never dream about part of your child living in someone else. But after meeting Richard, it has just been an incredible experience. And I know that's what Megan would have wanted.
It's just an incredible gift to know that Megan is alive in him.
Megan's with me every day. She's pushing me every day. Hopefully she's enjoying the ride. I'll try to take it as far as I can go.
Megan is buried in the cemetery next to Sanford Stadium, close enough to hear the cheers on Saturday. But she is also wherever Richard is, as a shining example of second chances and the gift of life, along with the 4 other people whose Megan's organs saved. There is a critical need for organ donation in this country right now. According to organdonor.gov, there is a new person added to the waiting list every 8 minutes. College Game Day rolls on here from Beaver Stadium inside Penn State's community right after this. So much more to come. The guys are coming in. Don't go anywhere.
As your host, I have some rules. 2 flush maximum per bathroom visit. No games, no fun. There's a great barbecue outside, but don't touch that.
Meanwhile, at a Vrbo, when other vacation rentals make you share your turf with a host, try one that's all yours.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
Save money every day with the Fun 99 menu. Treat yourself with the new cream slushes for $1.99 each. Grab a power lunch for under $6, or feed a whole family for under $20. Save how you want with the Sonic $1.99 menu. Live free, eat Sonic.
Did you know how you feel can be affected by the bacteria in your gut? Try New Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites. With a delicious apple and blueberry flavored fruit center and yogurt coating, each bite is infused with added probiotics to help promote a healthy digestive system every day. Plus, they're packaged in individually wrapped pouches for daily digestive support on the go. Look for New Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites online and in the digestive care aisle of your local retailer. Brand Power, helping you buy better.
Build the pool yourself. What could go wrong?
Some things are better left to a professional. Like when it comes to finding financial advisors. So take the free quiz, then you'll be matched with up to 3 vetted fiduciary financial advisors at smartasset.com.
Guys, got hair loss? I know what you're thinking. Should I shave my head? Comb it over? Wear a hat? Just stop. This isn't 1970. Keep your hair and your confidence, because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration experts, can give you your real hair back permanently. Check them out, because they're giving away an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card to everyone who scans this QR code. Dude, you don't have to look like your dad, because this isn't your dad's hair loss treatment. People all over the country trust Bosley because they're ahead of the curve. They use the latest technology to give you your real hair back. And the best part, Bosley's permanent solution is protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Let them show you for free how awesome your hair could look with an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off. Scan the QR code. Don't wait. Scan the code now and ask about the Bosley Guarantee.
Smoking meats is an art form that takes years to master. It's not easy putting brisket into a smoker, shutting the door, and checking back 13 hours later. Arby's, we have the meats.
Is your car's plastic trim faded and milky? Don't worry. Cerakote's ceramic trim coat restores oxidized trim effortlessly. Just wipe it on. It's guaranteed for 200 washes. Even dust won't stick to it. Keep your car looking professional. Selling your oxidized, faded trim car? Detailed cars sell for way more than faded cars. Read the thousands of 5-star reviews for yourself. Buy any of Cerakote's #1 selling ceramic products for under $20 at these leading retailers today.
Since I was 16, playing live has been a deep and lasting part of who I am.
Can't disappoint the fans.
And how I justify my existence here on Earth.
Amen.
Ballistic capacity, 105,000 and change. From time to time, they put a lot more inside here, and this place will be packed to the rafters. Drew Aller and the Nittany Lions, a top 5 or top 4 if you want to get precise about it. Showdown against Ohio State. Aller from the state of Ohio. Will Howard from the state of Pennsylvania. Grew up wanting to be a Nittany Lion. They didn't think they were good enough. There's Ryan Day. There is some pressure on him, although they've had great success against Penn State, having won the last 7 meetings between the two. Penn State trying to have a signature win, 1-12 under James Franklin against top 5 opponents, but a new offense. Maybe this is a new result. New end zone script here. We're sitting right in front of where Ohio State is warming up. And a guy that hopes to visit that end zone often today is Tyler Warren. And man, has Andy Kotelnicki used him in a variety of ways. Look at all the places he's lined up. Former left-handed quarterback in high school, all-state in 3 positions, even caught a touchdown pass when he lined up at center. Ryan McGee on the versatility of the Nittany Lion star.
He can catch the ball. He can rush the ball. He can throw the ball. He can block. He can do it all.
During this age of specialization, from youth sports to ironclad college football position groups, Penn State tight end Tyler Warren is a back-to-the-future versatility throwback.
Tyler Warren is the go-to guy.
He's played quarterback, he's thrown passes, he's run a quarterback sneak, he's been a runner, he's been a receiver. He's really done it all.
Swiss Army knife, I think, is the first thing that comes to mind. Like, he can really do everything on the field for us.
It's not where's Waldo, it's where's Warren.
Warren does indeed do it all, and always has. A 3-sport high school athlete out of Central Virginia. His basketball tape was something that really caught our attention. I mean, you go to a game and it was like a dunk tape.
Football coaches love to see you play other sports, especially basketball, and the type of movements and plays you can make in that game is something that appeals to, the football crowd. I played quarterback all through high school. Had some quarterback offers, freshman, sophomore year, and then my junior and senior year kind of started getting some interest at tight end.
From the baseline to the line of scrimmage, Warren wisely shifted from throwing the ball to catching it and was invited to Happy Valley as a tight end with no end to what he might contribute.
2021, which was my redshirt freshman year, they obviously knew I'd play quarterback, and they called me up one time like, is that something you think you'd be interested in doing and could do?
How about the big man using the basketball background, that vertical?
Being able to, add another wrinkle to our offense and help out our offense in any way I can is something I'm always going to, want to do for our team.
In week 7, Warren carved up USC in the Coliseum with 17 catches, but seized America's attention when the former quarterback lined up not under center, but as the center.
Reveal will be the quarterback. They'll put Aller out to the far side. Both throws back to Aller. Throws downfield. Warren. He reaches up in the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Penn State.
We were down at that point. It was our first drive coming out, and coach said, all right, it's time to unload the clip.
He called it in the huddle, and no one really blinked an eye.
Tyler Warren snapped the ball, and then he caught the ball. You don't see that very often.
The way a lot of people term that is he mossed him and kind of went over top of him and grabbed the ball and pulled it away.
I thought, I'm about to lose some rank as a center because this guy's about to score a touchdown, and people are going to be wondering why I'm not scoring touchdowns.
I think what really differentiates him is his ability to do so many things at a very, very high level.
Whatever they ask me, whatever's needed of that week is what I'm going to, pride myself in the best job I can.
With guys like that, you can't take it for granted because they're so rare, because they're such a subspecies of college football.
I've been fortunate to be coaching for a long time, over 30 years, but the combination of skills go along with intelligence. I don't know if I've had that versatile of a player before.
Old Dominion best in the game is the Penn State offense. Now, look, the big problem for the Nittany Lions last year was a lack of explosive plays. Look at what Andy Kotelnicki has been able to do through 7 games this season. And last year, Penn State was among the worst teams in the country in plays of 30 yards or longer, which is ultra explosive and a little more than the graphic shows here. But they had missed on a couple of offensive coordinators they appear to have hit so far. So all of the different things that the Penn State offense presents can be described this way. This is a quote from Kotelnicki. The blizzard, meaning our friends at Dairy Queen, the great dessert, in itself is a wonderful dessert. It looks complicated because it's messy inside, but fundamentally, it's mostly made up of what? Vanilla ice cream. That is when we talk about simplicity versus complexion. So it is going to look really complex, but at the end of the day, it's just two ingredients mixed together, and mixing those ingredients is the subject of Nick Saban's film room.
So to continue on the Kotelnicki blizzard analogy, you go have a blizzard when you have fun with plays. Penn State has a lot of fun with plays, but it might be stomach turning for a defensive coordinator to deal with this stuff.
Yeah, it's fun for the offense. It's a nightmare for the defense, and let me show you why. Take an offensive tackle and put him out here, and at a receiver position, he comes in motion, and this is just a simple zone play for them on offense, but he's going to slobber off this defensive end, and you see the space for the runner to run, so you get an explosive run. Now they're going to put him out here. He's going to come in here in motion. They're going to slip the tight end out the flat. He's going to seal the edge. So you're creating mismatches with 325-pound guys blocking defensive ends, which is no fun for the defense. Easy play for the offense, not a new pattern, so it's simple. And they make another explosive play.
The vanilla with the candy mixed in to create some distortion is what they call it.
Now you would assume that the ball's always going to go to the quarterback, but they're going to shift. All right, so now the running back becomes the quarterback. We call this wildcat, and they're going to run read zone, quarterback counter, but the running back's running instead of the quarterback, and they make an explosive play for a touchdown. You like to play a check defense against that. This is really crazy. Now they put two offensive tackles out here. We always call this Emery and Henry. You got to have a check defense for this. You know, if you're the defensive coach, you can see Southern Cal is very confused. They got Tyler Warren right here. They've only got two guys rushing at the end of the day. Defensive linemen running around to get lined up. So it's crazy. And players love this kind of stuff. They have fun with it. And again, they're going to make an explosive play. Most of the time when you call these plays, the offensive players go crazy. All right, so here 44 Warren is going to become the center. And whoever thinks that the center is eligible because he's always covered up. But now these two guys get off the line. They're going to throw a double pass out here. Warren's going to run down the middle. You're going to see the middle of the field safety. He's not even thinking about the center being eligible, which he is. And they're going to throw him right down the middle, make an explosive play, touchdown. Great catch.
He was a great high school basketball player. He's obviously a great tight end. He used those skills there. They call that play, Nick, Andy Kotelnicki's favorite former Peloton instructor was Kendall Toole. That's the name of the play, former USC cheerleader. Sorry, Jess Sims. Did you name your plays things that would stick in the players' minds? It might have been a little bit different.
We categorized them on defense. For an example, like if we were going to blitz, it was an act of nature. You know, rain, hail, hurricane, something like that. And we try to do all the defenses that way.
Yeah, I guess you get back to the whole theme with Kotelnicki with the blizzard, and it's been delicious for Penn State.
A lot of creative names and a lot of productivity for Kotelnicki's offense as you look at the matchup against Ohio State.
In fact, Reese, if you go back 10 years, Buffalo, Kansas, and now Penn State. In those 10 years as an offensive coordinator and play caller, he's number 2 in the country in that time in yards per play. So he's been doing this for a while.
And they've been great on third down as well. A question for Penn State, though, is Drew Aller 100% and good enough? Pete Thamel here with the latest. Both teams have some questions to answer before kickoff here, Pete.
Absolutely, Reese. You know it's November when the warm-ups are as busy as they are today for Penn State and Ohio State. We'll start with Aller. He's out there warming up right now. He looks great. There's no question that he's going to start, but the buzz on the sideline right now is we're still going to see Bo Prabula in some spots today for Penn State. Two things to watch before kick. Defender Danny Dennis-Sutton, one of the better ends on Penn State, and right tackle Anthony Donka are both game-time decisions. They're out there warming up right now. We'll see if they can go. Some late news out of Ohio State. Tight end Will Kismarek is out, and that looms large because he's their best blocking tight end. We are going to see Donovan Jackson, the All-American guard, slide over to left tackle, and I just gleaned out in warm-ups that Carson Hinsman, a backup center, is going to start at left guard for Ohio State. He was last year's starting center. He obviously got replaced by Seth McLaughlin. So there's a lot of uncertainty on that left side of the offensive line for Ohio State, Reese.
And Pete, they're in a cauldron here to try to see if they can keep things calm, but maybe one of the ways you can do it is we've talked a lot about the Penn State offense.
is if the Ohio State defense can settle everything down.
Yeah, I heard that during the bye week that Jim Knowles sat down with Ryan Day and they figured out some things on defense. They look good against Nebraska defensively. Let me show you what they're going to look like this afternoon against Penn State's offense. Let's take a look at today's road test presented by Goodyear. Now let's start with defensive tackles. My man, Tyleik Williams, man, he was just warming up behind us. He passes the eye test. There he is in the wide 3 technique. Watch how he walks the tackle back, arms extended so he doesn't get held, keeps an eye on the quarterback, comes up with a sack. I mean, that's just how you draw it up. Perfect technique. Now he's over the center, guys. He's going to swim past the center, past the guard, and past the right tackle. He has instincts. Coach, you just mentioned that. This is something that you just can't teach. Watch him. The center, the guard, the tackle for a TFL in the backfield. That's just great instincts. But big 6'3" Tyleik Williams. Now, Arvell Reese, the safety, the linebacker, came out with a big hit. Now, he's in the same area as Sonny Styles. I don't think this is how they drew up the defense. But watch how he makes up for that mistake. Comes up, big hit, separate, ball from player. Here it is again, slow-mo. He was actually ejected. It was one of those personal fouls. Ohio State said, listen, targeting. He was kicked out the game, but then I guess they sent it to the Big Ten. Big Ten said, no, it was a legal hit. So he'll be playing today against Penn State.
Okay, here's a question that is sort of looming over the entire game. All of those things are really important. Players on the field are going to decide it, but how do they feel? Do they sense the pressure that both of these coaches are under because of the numbers you just saw against highly ranked opponents or against top 5 opponents?
I feel like for Ryan Day taking over for Urban Meyer, everything was going really well. He's winning so many of his games until the 21 Michigan game. And I feel like from that game on, when he's gotten into some of these games, he has a tendency to feel that wrath from the Ohio State fan base. The Georgia game, I think, was the one exception. They had lost to Michigan. They still got into the playoff, and they just threw havoc to the win and played where they didn't care about the consequences and almost pulled off a game where they almost pulled off that win. Today here, to me, that's the Ryan Day you need to see, where he doesn't worry about it. I thought the Oregon game, they were able to turn it loose. I think that'll be the mindset. And you've lived that, not worrying about the consequences of a certain call or the potential of losing a game.
Well, what I was always concerned about is, and I'd say it to the staff and I'd say it to the players, are we going to feel the pressure or are we going to apply the pressure? And there's a big difference in that. You're going to play to win or are you going to play to keep from getting beat?
Yeah.
So you want your team to be aggressive. You want them to be loose, and you got to coach that way. I mean, you can't walk around feeling anxious about things and expect that not to affect your players in the same way that if you are positive about how you approach the game, that's going to affect them in a positive way, but you got to play aggressive. You can't play scared.
Apply pressure, under pressure. Pressure is earned, and when you're the head coach of Penn State, they're going to have 111,000 people in here for this game, and when you're the head coach of Ohio State, it's the same exact thing. You got to win, or they're going to want the next person to come in and try to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure if the grass is always greener on the other side of these coaching searches, but these fan bases want to win. They want to win bad, and today is obviously one that's going to be a huge talking point for both of these guys' careers going forward.
You know what is greener? The bank accounts when they buy them out. That's a whole lot greener.
Yes. Amen.
Exactly. You talk about the bank accounts. I think that's why the expectations are so high also. I mean, we're talking about 2 of the highest paid coaches in all of college football. And when you're the head coach at Ohio State, the expectations are for you to beat Michigan and for you to go and win a national championship. So that's what Ryan Day is against now. Plus, they mounted the pressure during the offseason when they went out and made all of these moves. They spent upwards to $20 million constructing a roster that's a do-or-die roster. You have to be able to win with these guys or we have to move on for you. That was the message I got. They brought in Chip Kelly, got him to quit his job as the head coach of UCLA to come call the plays. So, all the pieces are in play for Ryan Day to make a run for a national championship. He's under a lot of pressure. I thought coming to the season, Coach, I said he's under more pressure than anybody in this in college football simply because of the offseason moves that they made.
Yeah, but I think Chip Kelly is going to have to protect the offensive line. Get the ball of the quarterback's hand quick game, move the pocket, try to run the ball effectively.
Yeah.
The run-pass options that they've got built into their offense, that's going to be a real key to it. But what I always told my team, our team, when we came to a place like this, in an atmosphere like this, these fans will not play one play in the game.
That's right.
And dominate your ball.
That's right. Yeah. I'm not sure you're right about that. I used to believe that, but then I saw the Texas fans, and they appeared to play one of the plays against Georgia. The good arm play, too.
Good arms.
We're not in favor of that, by the way. In fact, we oppose that. We condemn that.
Yeah, you're damn right. Can't do
that.
Don't do it.
Not a thing that should happen.
Agreed.
But it did.
It definitely changed.
How about this moment right here? Lee Corso and Chip Kelly here on the field at Beaver Stadium. Chip didn't appear to be feeling the pressure there, but maybe they can put some on him.
He turns it loose.
Hey, man, the ACC. What a race this is. All of these teams unbeaten in conference play. We'll break down some of these games. Keegan-Michael Key and Corso's headgear will punctuate with a great day in Happy Valley.
So what are you working on?
Something for the Garcias. Right there is great.
Love you, honey.
Thanks, Mom.
We've got 24 hours to get all of this under control.
Then you're gonna need these today.
Oh, we can deliver that.
Thank you.
Today, tomorrow, get delivery at the speed you need only at the Home Depot.
Smoking meats is an art form that takes years to master. It's not easy putting brisket into a smoker, shutting the door, and checking back 13 hours later. Arby's, we have the meats.
Kamala backed Biden on everything. She supported his disastrous economic agenda, higher taxes on the middle class. Kamala backed his open border policies, and their weakness invited wars. President Trump fights for you. His strength kept us safe. Trump cut taxes for families. Prices were lower, and the border secure. But Kamala wants to double down on failure. Kamala broke it. President Trump will fix it.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
I'm your football-obsessed best man, and I think you having your big day during the big game is the worst. What, are you kidding me?
Physically, I'm right here, but mentally, I'm here. Yeah, I do. Come on, speed it up. When all eyes are on you, my eyes are glued to the game. Whoa! Touchdown, yeah. And if you didn't bundle your home and auto insurance, well, all of this could be tough to tackle. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
ESPN Bet has seen green. Steven's A-list. Why can't I have a cool sounding featured bet?
Like what?
Molly's matchups.
I don't love it.
Molly's money lines. They call me the queen of money lines.
Do they call you that?
They should.
Mad Dogs Dogs. Mad Dogs Dogs. I get it. It's no Steven's A-list.
Get exclusive talent markets and up to $1,000 in bonus bets with the first bet reset on ESPN Bet.
To truly embrace the fine life, you must learn to let go. Bienvenidos a la vida más fina.
Let game day begin!
Grab a Pepsi and make your game day epic.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
Did you know your new favorite burger has hand-smashed patties made to order, hot and melty cheese, and a tangy sauce? How rude of me. Let me introduce you. Try the all-new Double Sonic Smasher and at a half-price drink in the app.
You want to live free?
The 12-team playoff, it's wide open.
It creates more hope for more teams.
The top 25 rankings reveal and 12-team CFP projection Tuesday on ESPN.
Yeah, that's how I get
And the only ranked matchup other than Ohio State and Penn State, Pitt and SMU, both still in the playoff picture. SMU hasn't won a home game against a ranked team since 1949. Think about that for a second. Pitt and SMU just won two of the weirdest games of the season. The Panthers had more interception return yards than their offense had passing yards. And SMU won despite the fact that they lost the turnover battle of Duke 6-0. Ultimate surviving advanced games, and only one comes out today.
Here goes Brashard Smith. 10-5. SMU wins.
They're a phenomenal rushing offense. They're number 1 or 2 in the ACC right now. We need to do a good job of getting them behind the stick.
To me, it's stop the run. There's stuff that comes off it. F shoots, the Y shoots, the T shoots. We need to stop it and have big eyes and see the big picture. You got to contain their quarterback. They can go the ball. Good things will happen.
Intercepted. That is the interception of the year.
What I do know is Pat Narduzzi knows defense. Their secondary is good, their linebacking core is good, and their D-line has always been their calling card there. We got to stay aggressive. We got to play our game and still value the football.
Just executing at our level, as soon as they know the box, pass the ball over their head, make plays downfield.
Top 20 matchup with a lot on the line here in the ACC. It's if we're able to chase our standard of SMU football.
You think about this transition SMU's made. I know that their schedule's been pretty easy, but a team moving into a Power 4 conference, nobody's ever started better than 2-0. Here they are at 4-0, and you see both of these offenses are productive. But against Syracuse the other night, 5 interceptions, 3 of them they took all the way back.
Yeah, I think the offense for Pitt is going to get conversated about because it's very abnormal for a Pitt Panther team since Kenny Pickett left to be like this. The defense in a Pat Narduzzi team is always going to be great. There's some F-18s flying overhead right now.
I saw those on your show yesterday.
They were awesome.
All day.
VX9, these things go crazy. Speaking of going crazy, the Pitt linebackers, Rhett Lashley just chatted about, they call them, holy hell, is this thing in the stadium? Anyways, the Pitt.
What do you got for us?
Thank you, America. Thank you, America.
The Pitt linebackers.
The Pitt linebackers are called the Sharks, and I'll tell you what, they're all over the field. And I think they're going to have a big day against Rhett Lashley today. Look at Kyle Lewis here. Now, obviously, the defense is showing to the right, overload to the right. So offensive line says, all right, we're going to shift this thing to the left. Then all of a sudden, what happens? One of the Sharks drops out. Then you got a nice twist, up and under, free tackler. Give me that. They're a sophisticated defense, okay? They outsmart you. They have 6, they drop 4, they roll. Now, Rasheem Biles with the Sharks, eyes on prey. Then what? Neckton mentality. Avoid the block, get underneath, shoot your gap, and make a play. If you go underneath like that, got to make a play. They got a lot of confidence. Yep. And then Brandon George, middle linebacker, kind of got to cover 2 here. So what's the middle linebacker got? Well, he's got the middle of the field. Well, you have to drop back into coverage. Bang, ball gets tossed up in the ground, and then boom, fish falls right into the Shark's mouth. That is the type of hunt that you would like to see. This defense is much more impressive than people are giving them credit for because the offense is so prolific, but the Sharks hunt, they got a neck-on mentality, and Narduzzi's got to feel great about that ACC run they potentially have.
Yeah. Well, I think they're going to get challenged today because SMU's quarterback, Kevin Jennings, may be the most underrated player in the country. This guy leads the ACC in passing efficiency. All these good quarterbacks we talk about in the ACC, he's been the most productive, and he's a dual threat guy, and he can beat you run and pass.
That's a great point. It's good to see him healthy because of that dual threat, kind of like what we talked about earlier with Marcel Reed. To me, which defense can step up and make plays? It was amazing to watch how SMU had all those turnovers, and their defense, nobody talks about the SMU defense, stepped up and emerged and showed what they can do. I think they can be the difference. Don't sleep on the atmosphere at SMU and how big of a deal this is. It's fun to see the Ponies back on a national scale.
But, here's the big thing. SMU's lost 10 fumbles this year.
Yeah.
Kevin Jennings turned it over 5 of the 6 times and was lucky he didn't turn it over like 8 or 9 times against Duke. They can't do that. They want second most fumbles in the country. Can't do that against the Sharks.
I agree completely. The Sharks will certainly hunt if you give it to them. But like with SMU in this modern NIL world, a lot of money down there in North Dallas. If they start winning, they'll start buying in. They got a real shot.
I just want to let you know there's a possibility of a 3-way tie atop the ACC with everybody perfect in conference play. And none of them would play each other. Pitt and Clemson do play next week. Counting us down to kickoff, Duke's Manny Diaz, the former Miami head coach, former Penn State defensive coordinator, leading the Blue Devils in. This is going to be his father was the mayor of Miami for a long time. And there's Cam Ward, the quarterback for the Canes. Yeah, they got Cam Ward, special talent right there, guys. He's been making plays all year long. That's one of his top targets right there. Restrepo, you know, he's a model of consistency. I love the way he plays. You know, for Restrepo has a big day, 9 catches, $120. He'll have the Miami all-time record in catches and receiving yards.
Think about the legends.
Think about that.
The guys that are coming through there. He's coming out in his all green today, too.
Yeah. I love it. Hey, listen, they got a little chip on their shoulder about Manny coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was there this week, and it's going to be interesting. But it's hard to get Cam Ward on the ground, but you know who's second in the country in tackles for loss? Who's that? The Duke Blue Devils. You know who's top 15 in sacks? Who's that? The Duke Blue Devils. Okay, all right.
Let me just say, as a college football viewer, these triple headers on ABC have been ridiculous.
Home runs. Hey, Pete, what you got on checked out?
Yeah, Reese, we know Curtis Rourke is back for Indiana. I was told today that he's going to be wearing a glove on his right throwing hand, so it'll be worth monitoring in pregame and how he looks as he comes back from that right thumb injury. For SMU, you heard Nick mention Kevin Jennings' return. They're going to be without Jake Bailey, one of their starting receivers and their second leading pass catcher. He's injured today. Trey Harris, still a game-time decision at Ole Miss at last check. I've been told he's not going to have a significant impact on the game if he is able to warm up and play. And then finally, some late-breaking news from Army. Bryson Daly, the starting quarterback, is out against Air Force today. He and Ashton Genty both have 21 touchdowns accounted for this year. Bryson Daly's been one of the most productive players in the country, Reese.
He's piloted that offense beautifully. We mentioned him earlier. That's sort of some late-breaking news there coming out of West Point. Drew Aller, Ohio native, leading the Nittany Lions. Will Howard from Pennsylvania leading the Buckeyes, both across state lines for this showdown.
I was one of those kids growing up that, you know, always followed sports. My team was Ohio State when I was growing up. That's what people do in Ohio. They root for Ohio State.
I'm stoked. I cannot wait. It's going to be a homecoming for me. Grew up a Penn State fan. I wanted to go there my whole life. They didn't think I was good enough. But I guess we'll see next week if I was.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
Save money every day with $1.99 menu. Treat yourself with the new cream slushes for $1.99 each. Grab a power lunch for under $6 or feed the whole family for under $20. Save how you want with the Sonic $1.99 menu. Live free, eat Sonic.
Today, let's paint with Behr, America's most trusted paint brand.
Wait, we don't have Behr.
Well, with Behr, you can paint a whole room for under $100. How much did you spend?
More?
I thought you said you researched this.
Don't overpay for your next project. Get Behr quality at an everyday low price. Only at the Home Depot.
What are you doing?
Chores, Roomy. You know, as a veteran, you earned USAA membership for your family.
For you? No.
So close.
USAA. Are you eligible?
Fellas, listen up. Holiday deals are already here. All Fabletics 80% off. All shirts, polos, golf gear 80% off. All shorts, pants, joggers 80% off. Fabletics gets it, so get Fabletics. In-store and online at fabletics.com.
Clem's not a morning person or a people person, but he is an I can solve this in 4 different ways person. You need Clem. Clem needs benefits. Work with principals so we can help you with a plan that's right for Clem. Let our expertise round out yours.
Everyone's forgotten who runs this valley. Time to remind them.
The only thing left to do is kill as much as you can before they kill you.
Don't miss the epic return of Yellowstone, Sunday, November 10th at 8, only on Paramount Network.
Oh, Buffalo Wild Wings, 2 entrees, 2 sides, and 2 drinks for $19.99? Deal that good makes me glad I brought a date.
Wow, B-Dubs pick 6 for $19.99? You sure know your way to a girl's heart.
Depend keeps you drier than ever, so you can say yes to more than ever.
Yes! Yes. Yes. No.
Depend. The only thing stronger than us is you.
Nothing scary about Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the #1 longest lasting AA battery.
Smoking meats is an art form that takes years to master. It's not easy putting brisket into a smoker, shutting the door, and checking back 13 hours later. Arby's, we have the meats.
Kamala backed Biden on everything. She supported his disastrous economic agenda, higher taxes on the middle class. Kamala backed his open border policies, and their weakness invited wars. Kamala broke it. President Trump will fix it.
Kamala will make billionaires pay their fair share and protect the benefits we earn. Kamala is fighting for us.
One man believes in no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, and now, no tax on overtime.
The people who work overtime are among the hardest working citizens in our country.
You know what you got to do? Ignite your rivalry with Fireball. Red Bull gives you wings.
Nespresso.
Ohio State, Penn State, Big Ten showdown, and we're going to find out who's real in Happy Valley. And we're coming. Happy birthday, dear God. What in the world you get the man who has everything for his birthday?
It's called Buckeye Pie.
I'll take cookies and cream. Just over half an hour away from kickoff, Ohio State and Penn State, the fourth top five meeting of the season. And here come the Buckeyes, JT Tuimoloau, who dominated this game the last time Ohio State was here. Had a hand in 4 turnovers, basically single-handedly saved the Buckeyes. But now the Nittany Lions ready to defend their home stadium. Kickoff in just over half an hour. We've spent a great deal of time this morning talking about the reshuffled Ohio State offensive line. Since they lost left tackle Josh Simmons for the season, running the ball against Power 4 opponents has been problematic, if not downright impossible. With Simmons on the field, they were averaging over 4 yards per carry. Without him, that's down about 4 yards. Contact, yards before contact, just a half a yard without him on the field. 37% of the plays without Simmons stopped at or behind the line of scrimmage, as opposed to 11% before he got hurt. And the Buckeyes have not yet, against a Power 4 opponent, run for a touchdown without Josh Simmons on the field. And they're going to have to find a way without him today.
We get to walk in that building to be the villain today.
When you go on the road in this conference, you got to bring your run game.
Touchdown, Henderson.
Quinshon Judkins.
You got a tailback that can go 80, and you got a receiver that can go 80. And multiple guys like that, they are a matchup problem.
Smith. Oh, he one-handed it again.
Biggest thing for us is just winning our one-on-ones.
Corner gets him again. The Nittany Lions say goodnight.
Got to know where 11 is on the field. He's dynamic. Having enough diversity that makes it challenging for the offense, and then allowing those guys to play fast and make plays.
They fly to the ball. They have great edge rushers, and they have a great secondary.
Being great in our run fits, competing in the passing game, and down up our blitzes. We just have to be ready for it.
James Franklin, Ryan Day. We've talked about the pressure that both will be feeling. This Ohio State offense, even with the reshuffled offensive line, they've been very productive. You see the numbers. And the Penn State defense, now under former Indiana head coach Tom Allen as defensive coordinator, have also put up numbers. Nick, I ran down all of those numbers where Ohio State has struggled against the best opponents without Simmons. What do you expect from them today against this Penn State?
Well, I mentioned it earlier. I think the number one thing Chip Kelly has to do is stay out of third and long. So you run the ball at Carter, get the ball on the perimeter with advantage throws, throw screens, try to slow the front down, try to help his offensive line every way that he can. I think that's the most effective way for Ohio State and Will Howard to have a chance to be successful.
Yeah, because they have so many great pieces, including Will Howard, who had a great, by the way, Will Howard completed 80% of his passes against Oregon. It's not like he had a down game. He could play well on the road, but it's all going to come down to can they. The coach just talked a lot about what I think Chip Kelly is looking at and really how he wants to try to come up with some answers with a backup left tackle. Donovan Jackson, he's a great guard, first career start at tackle. And let's talk about first thing is the ball out quick. Get the playmakers in space. You expect Penn State probably to eliminate some of that space, but quick throws, I think, from Will Howard will be a big part of what they try to do. After that, you're looking at moving the launch point, as Coach Saban just said. Anything you can do, especially from that left side, get him on the move, away from the pressure, getting first downs, especially if you can do that on early downs. If you're going to take a shot downfield at Jeremiah Smith, get the tight end in, get the 6th and 7th blocker in to be able to give you that maximum protection, to be able to make that happen. Coach again said, attack the edges, whether it's speed option, working that outside zone, go right at Abdul Carter because he's such a great pass rusher. Dad's going to talk more about him in a second, but Ohio State always has great skill. That's never the issue to me, and I think to anybody, it's the operation with Will Howard handling the crowd and having Carson Hinsman, a backup center, make his first start at left guard and Donovan Jackson kick out. So Des, watch the left side of the Ohio State offensive line and see how they play to get Trevion Henderson and Quinshon Junkins going. Running the ball is the key today for the Bucs.
You know better than anybody, Coach Saban, that when you have a great player like you mentioned, Kirk Abdul Carter, you don't put him in one spot. I mean, they're going to move this guy around. It's going to be hard to get a beat on him. I mean, Will Howard, he's a dual threat quarterback. I tell you what, I think that Carter's going to play spy sometimes just to make sure that Will Howard doesn't get loose. But let me show you what the Ohio State offense is going to have to deal with when they're on the field. Number 11, first of all, it's a special number. Now, here's left end. He's coming off the ball kind of slow, lolling the right tackle to sleep, and then he bursts and dips. Watch this full speed. Burst, dip, does not lose speed, excellent closing speed, and the big sack in that game, which was a dogfight. Now, here he is lined up as a 3, stand-up 3, does a spin move on the left guard. The running back has to pick him up. Now, let me reverse it so you can see. Incredible spin move that the running back is supposed to get the safety who's trailing AC. But because of that incredible spin move on the left guard, the running back had to help. And then Jay Reed, number 1, the safety, got a sack. I think the AC should get half a sack for that. And like I told you earlier, he's going to be a spot. Right here, he's a bandit. He's mirroring the quarterback. When he breaks the pocket, excellent closing speed, a sack, fumble, forced fumble. I mean, he can wreck offenses with wherever they put him on the field. That's going to be the matchup, though.
Oh, yeah.
Ohio State's offensive line, as they try to, fill in some gaps with a guy like Abdul Carter, where they move him around the field.
Yeah, and if you talk about the run game for Ohio State, Nebraska kind of stuffed Judkins and Henderson last week, and they were able to keep, Ohio State's offense off the field with how Nebraska ran the rock. But look for number 28, Zane Durant, on the D-line of Penn State.
Having a fantastic season.
He's reminding a lot of people of old dog Spice Adams, who used to run around on this pitch, as he was incredibly athletic and powerful. And, this Penn State defense, they got like a nickel package that they run as their base, little 4-2, because they got great secondary members, not as many linebackers. This guy right here is electrifying. And he sets the tone on that D-line. And if he's able to stop the run, then that secondary and Jalen Reed can eat.
Yes, sir.
Now you're talking about a recipe for success against all those weapons.
I would put a tight end over there by that left tackle every time. Especially slow down the pressure and help the guy out.
Hey, man.
Exactly.
Third string tackle. They don't have those.
Yeah, they've been banged up.
You got to go to
there
center to
too,
find them.
different places. So we'll see how Ohio State is doing. These guys are going to make a pick on this game soon, but the time has come for you now, Stanford. Steve, shades and all.
I get to go first. I love the idea that Ohio State already went and played at Autzen. I think that's a better atmosphere than this is going to be today.
Whoa.
However, Coach talked about it.
Oh, yeah.
The execution on the road. Can Ohio State do it? I don't think I've ever picked Penn State against Ohio State. I'm doing it today. Home team wins.
Whoa.
Okay, all right, okay.
Right,
all right. Got a good record, too. Yes, sir. Let's go. 2-1 last week, 18-9 overall, and going against
swinging a hard bat like Freddie Freeman.
You know what? We're all just trying to pursue greatness.
Jeez.
I'm coming. You got lucky. I should have had the Duke outright win. They might have had a TKO. Yeah, look who's closing in. Hey, LC, what we got for a Superdome?
Now, I got to do a Hail Mary.
Hail Mary.
Arkansas, from 7.5 against Ole Miss. The game is played in Fayetteville, Arkansas. One stat jumped out at me was that Arkansas is 13-2 versus Ole Miss in Fayetteville. And I've said,
I love that one, Coach. That's a big one. I'm looking at Vandy and Auburn. It's like Pat last year with West Virginia. I just look to see who's Vandy playing, and they're always an underdog. I go Vandy every week. I'm going Vandy again this week in the playoffs. Give me the Commodores.
I'm in 100% agreement with you, man. Vandy has been good for me all year. So I'm staying with Vandy.
West Virginia last year.
Look at you two.
Yes,
man, oh, man, are you kidding me?
Yes.
I'm going with Pitt. Pitt on the road against SMU. I like the fighting our doozies. I think the defense is going to play like they played against Syracuse, create more turnovers again. Jennings loves to throw interceptions. Give me Pitt.
Reese, give it to me.
Oh, Indiana.
I have no idea what the record is after we go to game day of the team that we were just at, but I'm calling it the game day hangover effect. Michigan State at home today.
What are you getting, 8? Eight?
Yep.
Outright?
Boys, I don't know if you know, I'm at the bottom. So I'm trying to do what you guys are doing. Give me Vandy. You can't beat them, join me. Bingo. The Game Day Super Dogs, Diego Pavilla.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to go to Ypsilanti.
Everybody sit down.
I'm going to take Eastern Michigan in 10. Hey, you know what they're doing in Ypsilanti today?
What's that?
They're going to have a field goal kicking contest.
Oh, my God.
Some guy can win 25 grand.
25's okay.
You know, if we ever go to Ypsilanti, we're going to show them a field goal kicking contest with some money in stake.
Big win today.
Okay, this is what we have. Going with Eastern Michigan. And, you know, I try to keep my allegiance to myself. So as an Alabama grad, it's really hard for me to say this. But with 3 Vandies up on the board, War Eagle, baby. Go, let's see if you freeze can figure out Diego Pavia today. Wheels up our good friends there. Make sure that our celebrity guest picker arrives each and every week, and there's no one more revered in the world of entertainment by these fans here than Keegan Michael Key, who's going to be our celebrity guest picker. Oh, wait, is that right, Jess? Is that who you have with you?
Oh, this is actually really awkward, Reese. I'm actually here with Penn State's head coach, James Franklin. Coach, thanks for being here for the second time today. We really appreciate your time.
Absolutely. My pleasure. I just wanted to explain to everybody the fact that I have a beard is I'm so jacked up and hyped up for this game that the testosterone's flowing, and I grew that. So that's what happened.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. Everyone was really, really wondering. So can you talk to us? What are the keys to beating the Buckeyes today?
It's all about defense for us today and containing Will Howard no matter what happens. I want the guys out there on him like white on rice. I want them on him now. I want them on them during the game. I want those guys on him on the bus back to Ohio State. I want them all the time. Our secondary is excellent. Our line is excellent. We got to keep pressure on them.
Okay, well, I know the kickoff is in like 30 minutes, so I really appreciate your time, but I think you have to go make some picks.
I got to make some picks, all right? So I'm out of here. Okay,
all right, well, don't go anywhere because on College Game Day, we have our celebrity guest picker making his picks. Stay tuned.
Get ready for hosting at the Home Depot with free delivery on over 2 million items every day. So you can refresh your space before Santa or the family comes to town. Get holiday ready with savings at the Home Depot.
Smoking meats is an art form that takes years to master. It's not easy putting brisket into a smoker, shutting the door, and checking back 13 hours later. Arby's, we have the meats.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
Football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina.
Come on. They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Advil liquid gels are faster and stronger than Tylenol rapid release gels. Also from Advil, Advil Targeted Relief, the only topical with 4 powerful pain-fighting ingredients that start working on contact and lasts up to 8 hours.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach.
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
Save on any occasion with the Fun 99 menu. Grab 3 of your favorite entrees for under $6, or choose a dinner for 2 for under $10. Create the fun you want with the Sonic $1.99 menu. Live free, eat Sonic.
New Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Cream is clinically proven to moisturize for 48 hours.
Sometimes it takes a different approach to see the possibilities all around you. At Capella University, you'll learn the advanced skills you need to face the nursing challenges of today and tomorrow.
Another reason to be a good driver is saving money.
Yeah, the Drive Safe and Save app can help make your car insurance more affordable.
Yes, Toby.
What's insurance? Bundle and save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That happens a lot, but SafeLight could have helped. So don't let that little chip spoil your trip.
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
College Game Day is built by the Home Depot. How doers get more done. And in part by Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly.
Gotta put my whistle down, really. I gotta be me. That's how I'm a character if I got that thing on.
Who's playing for Ohio State now? Seth McLaughlin and Caleb Downs came over to say hello. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, ready for every challenge the road may bring. Goodyear is more driven. Well, this is a celebratory day for Nick Saban because you don't have to hear the Miss Terry's leading the way anymore, Nick. Kyle Schwarber at the top.
Thanks, Kyle. I appreciate you more than you know.
You say that now, and wait till you get home and have to hear about it. Keegan Michael Key is here to make some picks with us, our Coors Light Saturday selections. Let's start with Pitt and SMU. You know, SMU hasn't won a ranked matchup at home since 1949. Who do you like?
Yeah, I would love to give you guys like the X's and O's and break down the why I think Pitt's going to win this game. But the only analysis I have is Pitt's my super dog. So I got to go Pitt Panthers.
I think Pat Narduzzi's done the best job of anybody in college football making a turnaround, but I like SMU in this game.
I like Rhett Lashley. I like SMU. I like the Mustangs, but I think what Narduzzi has been teaching, remember, a lot of close ones. They've come back and win. Feels like they got the calluses and the mental toughness. Give me Pitt to upset SMU in Dallas.
Right. Oh, wow. Okay. I have SMU at home. I think that the way they're rolling right now, the way they've been moving with and putting points on the board, it's going to be a bit of a chess game, and it's going to be a close game, but I've got SMU.
I like it.
Yeah. SMU is a great offensive team. And as you said, it's going to be a lot of scoring.
Yeah.
SMU, no cover. No cover.
It's a coin flip game for me. I really think the home field, and do not underestimate SMU's defense. They're really good against the run. They've created 17 turnovers. I'm going with SMU at home there.
Both of these teams unbeaten in ACC play. So too is Clemson. Clemson's at home against Louisville. Let's go quick here. Louisville's never beaten Clemson. What happens today?
Yeah, I think Clemson coming off a bye shootout, but I think that Clemson will beat Louisville.
I think Louisville's the best team Clemson's played since they opened with Georgia, but I think Clemson will take this one in a close one.
I agree with both of them. Let's continue to roll the Clemson Tiger train. This is Dabo Swinney football, baby.
Beep, beep. I'm not trained. Clemson is That's right. I said beep, beep.
Roll runner on a motor.
Clemson is 8-0, but it's not a while. Take the cover.
When win. I think this has a chance to be a shootout. I think Louisville can score with them. Cade Klubnik's legs are the difference in this game.
5 straight one-possession games that Louisville's played. Clemson favored by 10 here. Okay, Texas Tech, Iowa State undefeated.
Iowa State will stay undefeated because they have the number 2 defense in the conference. I love the way that they got ball hawks back there like Jontez Williams. I'm going Cyclones.
I'm going Iowa State. I think Rocco Beck is an underrated quarterback. I think he'll get the job done.
I agree. I love Coach Campbell as well. Give me Iowa State to win at home.
Yes, I take the Cyclones at home. I'm with you, Desmond. It's the secondary. They're amazing. Yeah, absolutely.
The game's in Ames, Iowa. Go the Cyclones.
Yes, all right.
Well, here's the thing with the Red Raiders, allowing 36 points a game. I think it's another one. I can't save the graphic. I'm sorry, Pat.
Jeez.
I'm going Iowa State. Keep the dream alive for the Clones.
And see if they can encrypt all of that helmet communication. It's got Joey McGuire all upset. Heartland Trophy, Wisconsin and Iowa.
I'm going Hawkeyes.
I'm going to take Wisconsin. I think they're playing better. They're definitely playing better on defense. Quarterback's playing a little better for them. So Iowa's quarterback's out. I'm Wisconsin.
I think some Iowa fans are okay with their quarterback being out, actually. I like Wisconsin and what they're doing over there, but give me the Hawkeyes at home. Love the wave to the Children's Hospital. Big win for the Hawks today.
I feel the same way. I feel that Wisconsin, even after last week, that they're on the up and up.
Yep.
But I'm also taking Iowa. Yeah.
Not so fast, Coach. Not so fast.
I'm going Iowa because it's at night at Kinnick Stadium.
Yeah.
Caleb Johnson gets it done running the football.
Night games are awesome.
And Washington, too. People don't recognize it because of Ashton Genty. Miami's a huge favorite against Duke coming up at noon on ABC. Manny Diaz returns to Miami. What do you got?
Yeah, a lot of emotion on both sides. Obviously, Manny Diaz is a defensive-minded coach. They will create some turnovers. They will stay in this game, but Miami will prevail. They just won't cover.
I think Miami all the way. Too much firepower on offense.
I don't know how many hip thrusts Cam Ward's doing after he's scoring touchdowns. I assume it's
Two.
a lot. Only two. Kringleberry would love a stinky celebration. Give me Miami.
I mean, you got Diaz on this side. You've got Cam on this side.
Yeah.
It's Miami all the way. Yeah.
Hey, Miami wins by a field goal by what's this guy's name?
Borregales.
A field goal.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
He does. I tell you what, man, you just can't go against Cam Ward. I don't care if it's low scoring, high scoring. Cam Ward's going to find a way to win the game.
Yeah. We got Ole Miss in Arkansas, and Thamel telling me now that they don't see Trey Harris, the star receiver for the Rebels, out on the field during warmups. Find out on ESPN here. Ole Miss, this is an elimination game for them.
Yeah, I think Ole Miss will be okay because they have the top scoring defense in the nation. I mean, they only allow 11 points per game. I think that Ole Miss can score 12, so this game is going to be one. Ole Miss 12, 11 Arkansas.
Now, Ole Miss has not been able to play offense like they really expected to. Their defense has been really good, but I really like what Bobby Petrino's done, with Taylor Green and the way Arkansas has played. I'm going to take Arkansas at home.
All right. Fayetteville, November. That could be a tough place to play over there in Arkansas. Now, with that being said, Jackson Dart out and about on Halloween. I think it's going to make him lock in even more today because of how much criticism he's received. He likes to celebrate. He likes to have a good time. Win a game against Arkansas. It could be Ole Miss.
I think this is going to be a close one. Like, I think maybe a field goal, but I also take the Rebs. Yeah.
Not so fast. Finally. 13-2. Arkansas 13-2 in Fayetteville. Games in Fayetteville. Arkansas.
You kill me with those. I'm going to give you one that you'll love. The last time Ole Miss went to Fayetteville, Houston won. Houston Nutt was the head coach at Ole Miss, or at Arkansas, and I think Bobby Petrino was the head coach at Arkansas. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with that streak to continue. Arkansas, I'm with you, Coach. Arkansas at home.
Hey,
and Bob Petrino will be involved in that one too. A&M and South Carolina tonight on ABC.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game, but when you have Marcel Reed, who can come in the game at this late stage of the season and just really give your whole team a spark, I think it's going to be a close game. I love the way that Texas A&M is playing right now. I think they're trending in the right direction. I'm going with the Aggies.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game at South Carolina, but I think that one of those momentum teams that's gaining momentum is Texas A&M. I'm taking Texas A&M.
There's a video of the walkout that Texas A&M had last week, and right next to Coach Elko is the captain, and he was screaming during that walkout, "If you ain't in my jersey," everybody else said, then funk you. Yeah. And that is their mindset. I like Texas A&M for the rest of the way.
I think it's going to be close because of how South Carolina played LSU, how they played Alabama, and I think this is the one where they're going to get over. So I'm going the opposite. I think South Carolina is going to win. Yes.
Wow.
Texas A&M is 10th in the country, but I'm telling you, watch out for that South Carolina. I'm going with A&M close.
one of the most knowledgeable guest pickers we've had
of all time.
You can tell you're a college football fan. I'm going to go with it like everyone else. It's going to be a close game, but I think Marcel Reed's athletic ability, even if you're in position, he'll make a play late to secure a win.
I love that A&M team.
Yeah,
man. That game kicks off at 7:30 Eastern time on ABC. We will have some more picks coming up momentarily, but as we close in on kickoff here in Happy Valley, the Penn State band is on the field and about to play our national anthem for a sold-out crowd here in Beaver Stadium, one of the great venues in the sport.
I'll join the blue band in singing our national
Oh, look at that. Look. You can feel it.
Yeah. It's nice to be reminded that we got those.
That's a lot of power. That's a lot of power, boys.
That is so flyover. Wow. Tremendous moment in here.
That'll get you ready.
Soon the drum major will do a front flip. It is part of the tradition here at Penn State to start a game. But now the question is, who's under more pressure? Is it James Franklin or is it Ryan Day? Well, you know the answer. Whoever loses. That's not being flippant. We know the stakes for winning, but if you lose, you know what ensues then. A general attitude of hopeless negativism, widespread panic, hysterical calls for nonsensical coaching changes, all of the things you need for a game on this magnificent stage.
I know it's going to be loud. It's going to be hostile. They're going to bring it. I'm ready to accept the challenge.
It's going to be a cathedral sound. All Penn State fans coming together to support one cause.
Nothing can prepare you for what that stadium presents and what the atmosphere presents. It's nothing like it.
This is not just a regular game, just a little more intense. Everything that's to
continue to swing, and even if you get knocked down, get back up and throw more punches.
Two historic programs. The buildup is crazy. You take all those things and you combine them, it creates for a special opportunity.
That's where they put them.
Oh, yeah. Broken it down every way you can. Who wins the game?
And I tell you guys, sometimes you have to see it to believe it. I think both rosters are pretty even, but I think that I'm going to have to go with the Buckeyes.
Well, you know, I coached at Ohio State. We have two former Alabama players playing on their team, but I got no birthday present from them. I got a birthday present here. All right, so we're going with Penn State.
I think the big thing here is this new 12-team playoff. I don't, not that it's going to impact these players, but remember, Ohio State already lost to Oregon. They've been backed into a corner. We've seen teams this year, including Georgia, when they got backed into a corner after losing a game early, how they came out swinging against Texas. I think you're going to see that from Ohio State, a little bit more urgency about needing to win. I got Ohio State with a big playability for those wide receivers.
Okay, so couple of Ohio States. We got a Penn State. I got a legend sitting next to me. 111,000 people here at this glorious stadium. 2 F-18s. It just feels like today is a little bit different than it has been in the past. And yes, Ohio State obviously has this roster that's been pieced together to go on a national championship run. But so did Penn State. Penn State has a bunch of guys getting paid a lot of money because the athletic director here knows that James Franklin is a coach that can go on and win a national championship, just hasn't had all the right pieces. Today, like AQ Shipley would do, like Sean Lee would do, like LeVar Arrington would do, like Paul Puslazzi would do. Penn State wins the big one for the first time, a long time. And I like the Nittany Lions. Coach, I know you feel the same exact way.
I don't have my glasses.
I think here's my today is the day. I think our receivers are going to show up.
Right.
Our receivers are going to show up today. If it's Pribula, if it's Aller, whoever's behind center, I think that we're going to have the offensive mix that we need to confound Ohio State's defense. And we have, I got 2 words for you. Abdul Carter. Yeah. He's going to have a day today.
Yeah. Yep.
And I got 2 other words for you. We are Penn State to win the game today. It does. It feels different. I can't explain it, but that's what's happening. Yeah.
All right.
Not so fast.
Oh, jeez, with this guy.
Not so fast. And listen. When in doubt, go with your heart. I'm going with my love.
First love.
The first love ever.
First love. The first helmet he ever picked. The people, it may not be an official whiteout, but the people clad in white and blue, not happy with LC, who's got a line to say, Keegan Michael Key, you're the best. Thanks for being with us. Enjoy your college football Saturday. Yeah.
Welcome to the following presentation of the Southeastern Conference on ESPN.
Thanks a lot, guys. Welcome to Fayetteville, Arkansas, the first Saturday in November, when invariably it will be another November to remember. Everybody knows that, hey, listen, you can't cook with cold grease.